Walk into a Trader Joe's today and you walk into a cult. Hand-lettered signs, crew in loud Hawaiian shirts who actually seem happy, a wine that costs about $2 and outsold half of Napa. Customers do not shop here. They evangelize here. It is one of the most beloved stores in America, and it runs on a fraction of the products a normal supermarket carries. Now, go back to 1965. The man who will build all of this is 30-something grocer in Los Angeles named Joe Coulombe, and he has just been told he is going to be destroyed. The most powerful force in his industry, the company that owns 7-Eleven, is moving into his market. Worse, it has just quietly bought the business that supplies Coulombe's money.
The 800-pound gorilla of convenience stores was not only coming to town, but now owned my source of capital.
Here is the strange part. He does not fight 7-Eleven. He does not try to be cheaper or faster or more convenient. He does the opposite of all of it. And that is exactly why he wins. This is the story of how a man about to be crushed by a giant built the most beloved grocery store in America by refusing to play the giant's game at all. In the 1960s, the future of selling food looks obvious, and it looks like the convenience store. Open long hours, stack the staples, put one on every corner, more volume. The king of that model is Southland Corporation, the company behind 7-Eleven, and it is enormous. This is the giant of our story. It is worth seeing clearly. It's not evil, it is efficient. It has figured out exactly what the average shopper grabs on the way home, and has built a machine to sell it to them faster and cheaper than anyone. Volume's the whole religion. The more average you are, the more Sutherland serves you. And that is the thing to hold on to. A machine built to serve everyone is a machine that cannot see anyone in particular. The giant's strength is its scale. Its blindness, as we will find out, is the same thing. Joe Coulombe is not a born grocer. He's a Stanford graduate, sharp, restless, a reader, the kind of man who quotes economics and history in the middle of a conversation about bananas. In the 1950s, a drugstore company hands the 26-year-old a tiny chain of convenience stores called Pronto Markets and tells him to run it. So at first, Joe Coulombe is the gorilla's competitor on the gorilla's terms. Small convenience stores going head-to-head with what will become 7-Eleven. It's a fight he cannot win, and somewhere in him, he already knows it. You do not beat the 800-pound gorilla by being a 40-pound version of the same animal. But Coulombe has one habit that will save him. He pays attention to who is actually walking in, not who is supposed to. And he's starting to notice a customer the giant has no idea exists. Then comes October 1965. The man who owns the dairy that supplies Coulombe is effectively bankrolls him, comes to deliver bad news. He's selling the dairy, and he's sold it to Southland, the company that owns 7-Eleven. Sit with what that means for Joe Coulombe. His biggest competitor is expanding into his market, and that same competitor now owns his source of capital. The giant is coming, and it is holding the rope around his neck. Most men, in that moment, sell or fold or try to become a slightly better 7-Eleven and lose slowly. Coulombe does the one thing nobody expects. He decides that if he cannot win the game everyone is playing, he will go invent a different game. Here is the insight that becomes a billion-dollar company. Coulombe looks at America in the 1960s and sees something the giant's volume machine is built to ignore.
I figured that their children, no smarter but better educated, might want something different.
The country is suddenly full of educated people. The GI Bill, the boom in colleges, cheap jet travel that sends ordinary people to Europe and home with a taste of things they cannot find in a supermarket. These people are well-read, well-traveled, and curious. They're not rich, teachers, engineers, journalists, public servants, educated far beyond their bank accounts. The shorthand that follows the store forever. The overeducated and underpaid.
Trader Joe's is dedicated to people who are overeducated and underpaid. Journalists, classical musicians, museum curators.
That is the whole bet. Not a better convenience store. A store for the one customer that the 800-pound gorilla is too big, too average, and too efficient to even notice. The giant is chasing everyone. Coulombe is going to chase the person no one is chasing. In 1967, in South Pasadena, he opens the first one and gives it a deliberately ridiculous name, Trader Joe's. He puts the crew in Hawaiian shirts. He covers the walls in cedar planks and nautical gear, like a trading post at the edge of some more interesting world. He hand letters the signs. None of it is what a 1967 grocery consultant would tell you to do. It is warm where the giant is sterile. It is small where the giant is endless. It has personality where the giant has fluorescent lights. And the strangeness is the point. A store this odd is not for everyone. It is a signal flashed straight at the educated, curious, underpaid customer. This place was built for you by someone who reads the same books you do. The giant says, "Come in. We have what everyone needs." Coulombe says, "Come in. We have what almost nobody else will carry." Then he breaks the rest of the rules, one by one. He goes deep on wine when most grocers treat it as an afterthought. He learns it cold, and he sells good bottles cheap to people who want to drink well on a teacher's salary. He fills the shelves with imports and oddities a normal store would never risk. And he does the thing that sounds insane for a discount store. He pays his crew well, full benefits, real wages, and he hires people smart enough to actually talk to a curious customer about the food. The giant's model is to remove the human to cut the cost. Coulombe puts the human back in and charges for it in loyalty. Every one of his moves makes Trader Joe's worse at being a 7-Eleven. And every one of them makes it the only store in America for the customer he's after. He's not losing the giant's game. He has walked off the board. By 1972, Coulombe makes the move that locks it in. Instead of stocking the same national brands everyone else sells, he buys directly from the producers, cuts out the middleman, and puts his own name on the product. Think about what that does. It means the value goes into the food, not the marketing budget. It means the giant cannot price match him because the giant is not even selling the same item. And it means every product in the store becomes a small act of trust. You buy it because Trader Joe's chose it, and Trader Joe's has earned the right to choose for you. The big chains spend their money shouting big name brands at the average shopper. Coulombe spends his findings, one great cashew, and selling it under his own flag to a customer who already believes he has good taste. The giant is loud. Trader Joe's is curated. In the age that is coming, curation will eat volume alive. And how does he advertise it? Well, he doesn't. No television, no splashy grocery circular screaming about prices. Instead, Coulombe writes a newsletter, The Fearless Flyer. It is dense with text. It tells you where a cheese comes from, the strange history of a spice, why a wine is a steal. It treats the reader like the smartest person in the room, because that is exactly the customer it is for. It is part product catalog, part magazine, part inside joke. No other grocer would dare bore a shopper with that much reading, but Coulombe's shopper is not bored by reading. Reading is the whole reason they're his. The Fearless Flyer is marketing that refuses to look like marketing, aimed at people who hate being marketed to. The giant buys attention. Coulombe earns it. And it works in the most powerful way a business can. The customers do the selling for him. A school teacher tells another school teacher about the wine. An engineer brings the weird imported cookies to the office. People do not just shop at Trader Joe's. They recommend it, defend it, treat the discovery of a product as a small personal victory. That is the thing money cannot buy and the giant cannot manufacture. Belief. Trader Joe's becomes less like a store and more like a club you're proud to belong to. The shelves are small, so what is on them feels chosen. The brand is quiet, so finding it feels like a secret. The man who was supposed to be crushed by 7-Eleven in 1965 has, by refusing to fight 7-Eleven, built something 7-Eleven could never be. Loved. So why does the gorilla never just crush him? It is bigger, it has more money, more stores, more power. Why does it not simply build its own Trader Joe's and bury him? Because it cannot. And the reason is the whole point of this story. A company built to serve everyone is structurally incapable of serving someone. Sutherland's entire advantage is volume, the average product for the average shopper at the average price. The second it tries to go small, curated, weird, and personal, it's fighting its own machine. Its scale, the thing that makes it a giant, is the exact thing that blinds it to the customer Coulombe built a religion around. The giant is not beaten by a better giant. It is simply unable to see the ground the little store is standing on. Coulombe did not out-muscle 7-Eleven. He went and stood in the one place an 800-pound gorilla could never reach, the narrow, particular human place. In 1979, Joe Coulombe sells Trader Joe's. The buyer is Theo Albrecht, the famously reclusive German billionaire behind the Aldi empire. It is the rare sale where the founder does not get pushed out. Coulombe keeps running the company he invented until 1989. He walks away having done something almost no one in the industry believed was possible. He took the most crowded, most cutthroat, lowest margin business in America, and he won it without even competing on the terms everyone else was fighting over. He titled his own book about it plainly, How I Did Business My Way and Still Beat the Big Guys. Not despite doing it his way, because of it. And the proof is what happens next. Trader Joe's does not fade into a fond memory like so many regional favorites. It grows into a national phenomenon. Hundreds of stores, a brand so beloved that people petition for one to open in their town the way they would lobby for a library. Competitors study it endlessly and still cannot reproduce it because you cannot bolt curation and trust onto a volume machine. You have to build the whole company around the customer the giant ignores. From the first cedar plank up, Joe Coulombe died in 2020 at 89. By then, the strange little store for broke intellectuals had quietly become one of the most successful grocers per square foot in the country. So go back to 1965. A young grocer told the 800-pound gorilla now owns his bank and is now coming to end him. He could have fought, could have tried to be a cheaper, faster 7-Eleven, and he would have lost, slowly, the way almost everyone who fights a giant on the giant's terms lose. Instead, he asked a different question. Not, how do I beat them? But, who are they too big to serve? And the answer was standing right there. The teacher, the engineer, the reader with a passport and an empty wallet, the overeducated and underpaid, the customer the giant's machine was built to look straight past. That is the move. You do not beat a giant by playing its game. You find the people it is too big to serve and see, and you build something they will love so much, they do the selling for you. If you have ever stood in a Trader Joe's holding some strange, wonderful thing you did not know you needed, feeling quietly like the store was built for you, that is not an accident. That is a 50-year-old bet made by a man with a rope around his neck that the future belonged to the customer nobody else would take care of. He was right.